What's going on, guys? Your boy Rome Leggett is back again with another video. Yes, we're back again. Welcome to He Smells Like Rome. For those who just joined me for the first time, I talk about niche fragrances, I talk about hard to find fragrances, and I talk about the fragrances that most of the niche fragrance reviews aren't talking about. So if you're looking for some great content for luxury fragrances, independent fragrance houses, this is the place to be. All right? And I got a good one for you guys. I do. I have a new fragrance house. They just released some fragrances this year, and that fragrance house is EAU de Moe. And I'm excited to review this one right here. This is Hala from EAU de Moe. Now, EAU de Moe is another fragrance house that was created by Moe, the creator of Kajal fragrances. And if you're wondering what Kajal fragrances are, this house right here. Y'all know that iconic star top that they have. Great fragrance house. So I'm excited to show y'all this one right here. I looked on Instagram and I saw this fragrance house and I was like, oh, this is intriguing. I want to see what they're about. They got 4 offerings, and of course, like I said, Hala is the one that I picked. And just by the bottle presentation, the packaging, I was intrigued, let alone the story, which I'll get into. But you guys saw the unboxing I think I did, and you also saw the intro of the presentation. But look at this. That is so cool. It's like a novel book. That is so cool. Now, I've seen other houses do that, but this was something that I thought was unique in itself. Magnetic opening. That's pretty cool. And the bottle sits right in the middle. Secure. Yes, that's all I need. As long as it doesn't fall out, I'm good. And you guys see that emblem, that unique sign right there. All the bottles have a different kind of emblem, and it's kind of painted onto the bottle, which I thought was cool, and also the box. Now, the bottle itself is gorgeous. A stunning presentation, timeless looking bottle, a wooden top, hefty glass, 80 milliliters of juice. And this one of the juices that is slightly darker than the rest of them. I think this is the actual darkest juice that they have in all 4 offerings. But let's get into this bad boy. Y'all ready to get into Hala? All right, let's go. So this fragrance, I looked at some of the notes and I was intrigued. I said, which one of the fragrances I'm gonna buy? And all the notes in this fragrance, it talked to me. I love more of the darker side of the fragrances, more of the resinous, slightly spicy fragrances. You guys know me, that is my lane. I venture into other things, but if you wanna get my money, do it like this. And this one opens up with a beautiful plum note. This plum note is dark, juicy, and sweet. Now, if you guys do look at the pyramid note, and you guys will say, Rome, what are you talking about? I will tell you what I get from the fragrance. This is how I do. I don't always go from what the note pyramid, because that's not always how the fragrance smells to me. So if you trust my judgment, or you want to know what I think, you're gonna go with what I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure you guys understand what I mean. So, like I said, opens up with this beautiful, sweet, dark, juicy plum note, and is met very quickly with a ripe, slightly sour grapefruit note. Now, the grapefruit note usually is stronger than any other note, especially in the opening, because grapefruit is typically very powerful. It has a pungent citrus note, is very vibrant, and sometimes sour. Now, for me, this one still has the sour, but it's kind of tamed, and I don't get the fruity vibe. I get more of the grapefruit peel, like you just peeled it and you get those citrus, like little bursts of juices coming off with the peel. That's what I get when I smell it. The plum note is slightly sweeter, which I enjoy more. Maybe 20 minutes into enjoying those citrus notes, I get one of the most stunning vanilla notes I've ever smelled. Now, this vanilla note is very playful, very sweet, and slightly on the gourmand side. So if you could take the vanilla cream that you would put on the top of a cupcake, that is the kind of vibe I get, which is very pleasant in my opinion. And that brings you to the point of, if you looked at the notes on the website and you saw the story, they talk about this adorable princess, right? Sweet, adorable. She is stern, but she's also delightful. She's a pleasant person to be around, and she kind of lights up the room. You know, those are all attributes anyone would want in a female, let alone being in the presence of a princess, right? I thought that was pretty cool. And then I'm pretty sure you guys can relate, or you would agree that most of us probably won't ever meet or be in the presence of a princess in their lifetime. And if you are, you're blessed. But most of the time, the reputation of royalty doesn't get a good rep, especially in our time. They're usually categorized as privileged snobs that aren't approachable. But you hear this story, and you hear someone that is stern but yet thoughtful, delightful, and sweet, and got a kind heart, and that's invoked into the fragrance. I was like, okay, that's intriguing. I'm really want to kind of peel back the layers and understand what this fragrance is going to invoke, especially on my skin. So just to give you an insight, that's what I love about niche fragrances. These are going to get this over-the-top exotic perfumer. You're going to get a unique story, or you're going to get a combination of unique story, a talented perfumer, and a gorgeous smelling fragrance. So I really enjoy the adventure going on, learning about niche fragrances in that aspect. So bringing it back to the fragrance here, Hala, we get this playful sweet vanilla, right? That complements the plum. You're going to have also a little bit more towards the middle of the fragrance. You're going to get this delicious vanilla that still creeps into the middle of the fragrance. You're going to have a combination of heliotrope and also orchid. Now, the orchid is very floral, light floral, and slightly reminiscent of a creamy citrus note. So I have almost a tangerine orange mixed with a greenness floral note, and reminds me of a slight yogurty, like if you ever had one of those orange popsicles that has a milkiness to it but citrus behind it. That is the vibe I get when you're talking about an orchid. The heliotrope, in my opinion, I'm not really a big fan of heliotrope because it can come off metallic or medicinal mixed with herbal, right? But this one is more on the greener side, slightly in like the forest green, right? So if you had a bed of heliotrope, you walk through it and then you ran into a bouquet of orchids. That's what it kind of feels like to me. Now, we invite those two floral notes and combine that with the vanilla. You're gonna get a pleasant, sweet, floral, light combination. So it goes from playful, fruity, and sweet to feminine, soft, and floral, right? Now, you might be saying, Rome, that sounded a little bit feminine to me. Hold your horses, wait. No, it's pleasant, it's intimate, it's cozy, it's warm, and truth be told, men like florals also. You just don't want to smell like a bunch of different flowers. That's just not the vibe we like. But orchid, it smells amazing. So we venture a little bit more into the mid. We're about 3 hours into the fragrance, maybe on the 4-hour mark. And now I get introduced to an oud note. Now, this oud note is very woody. It is definitely more on the heavier side. No animalic vibes at all, more of the woody tone. I would say more of the eggwood versus the resinous oud note that normally comes with those type of dark fragrances. I don't get the Middle Eastern vibe either. I get woody tones, soft resonant vibes, but it's heavier when we get to the end of the middle of the fragrance. This vanilla is still there. The heliotrope isn't so much in this atmosphere, not much at all. The orchid flower is still there, but I think I get more whiffs of it than it just being present the entire time now. We're about 5 hours into the fragrance, and I'm thinking to myself, where can I wear this fragrance? What would this be suited for? And I keep getting this intimate vibe. I keep getting this cozy, relaxed, intimate setting. Either out, on a winter vacation, or I'm sitting in a cabin chilling, drinking, some cocoa, sitting by the fire, relaxing, listening to some jazz music with my wife. I'm just in a chill, relaxed mood, and the scent is just such a pleasant, sweet, euphoric type of olfactive experience. As we get down to the base of the fragrance, and this is probably my favorite part of the fragrance besides the opening. I really enjoyed the opening because I didn't expect the combination of vanilla and the fruit notes to be so strong and so strong and so in your face, but in a good way. We get down to the base of the fragrance, the heart notes kind of take a back seat, but man, that oud combined with this amber, it just creates a whole nother vibe. Now we lean a little bit more on the masculine side, and now we have the feminine aspects. Now we introduce the more masculine side, and now I see this is where the unisex kind of meets hands. So we have a resinous amber, a dark woody oud eggwood vibe, combined with vanilla and tonka bean. Now this sweetness, almost roasted tonka bean, gives it a foodie aspect, but not like dinner, but more on the dessert side, right? So now we have woody, resinous, gourmand, slight gourmand, not cake or dessert heavy, just reminiscent of sweetness mixed with a woody tone. Benzoin plays a part that adds onto the resinous vibes, but also brings it slightly more to the masculine side. So what I can say, this fragrance is definitely on the stronger side of the four, meaning that it's the one that's going to present itself before you walk in the room. You're going to smell it. It's going to be one of the more intimate setting fragrances, meaning romantic. It's going to be sexy on the man or the woman. It's going to be one of the ones that I would wear when I want to get close encounter with my wife. When I want to go out, definitely something I'm going to wear because it's definitely one that's unique enough. It's going to attract attention. And there's something about this that I can always say that happens in the dry down. It smells like a warm holiday candle. If you ever smell one of those candles that you set up in like November, holiday times, or even in Christmas, those candles have a gourmand and a warmness that either has this almost pumpkin spice vibe, or this, sweet potato vibe, or this, woody sandalwood creamy vibe. Don't get me wrong, this doesn't smell like those. It just invokes that kind of feeling and also scent. Like, oh, this is definitely a warm fragrance that you would wear in the winter. Absolutely stunning. Unique enough to shake up the fragrance game. One of the best fragrances that I've smelled in the last maybe 4 or 5 months. And I love when something shakes it up, gives us a little bit of hypeness. And I'm telling you guys, get your nose on this one. It is fantastic. 80 mils for $120. You can't beat that. And this thing lasts at least 9 hours on your skin with no problem. A beautiful fragrance for men and women. Winter, fall, either or both. you got a win on your hands with this one. I can't wait to smell the other ones in the collection. Oh man, I'm excited for this brand. I hope they smell as good as this one. I'm pretty sure they're going to be different variations, you know, maybe some for the spring, some for the summer. But this one, Hala, is a good fragrance. Get in your collection. This is going to be definitely in a rotation for the fall and winter in my collection. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. Glad I got this one done. I've been waiting to review this one. I need a little bit more time. Get in your collection. You can thank me later. Till next time, like I always say, it's okay if you want to smell like Rome. I'll check you guys out in the next video. Until then, peace.